The Receipt, written by Khaled Abu Alada. I'm going to take you back to a night I don't forget. It was late, one of those sticky city nights where the air feels heavy and everybody outside looks like they got a reason. I was standing near a corner store, acting calm, but inside I was doing math with my life. Not big dreams, small survival math. How to eat, how to move, how to not look broke in front of people who don't forgive broke. Then my guy Dre pulls up, and Dre was the type to make bad decisions look like business plans. Clean sneakers, calm voice, and that confidence that makes you forget consequences exist. He nods at me like we already agreed on something. Yo, he says, quick play, easy money. You ever notice how the words easy money always sound like they're trying to hypnotize you? I didn't answer fast. I just looked at him. He pops his trunk a little, just enough for me to see the glow of fresh boxes. Brand new phones, headphones, smartwatches, all the stuff people flex online to feel important. He says, we move these tonight. Split it. You'll be good. And my stomach tightened, because when you're hungry, your morals start negotiating. My mind started talking slick. It's just one time. Everybody doing it. You need a win. And then, right when my brain was about to sign the deal, an older man comes out the store. Not loud, not threatening, not trying to be a hero, just solid. He pauses for half a second, takes one look at the trunk, then looks at me like he can see the argument happening inside my chest. He says one sentence, calm as a receipt. Cheap money is expensive. Then he keeps walking. Dre laughs. Man, ignore that. Old heads always talking. But I couldn't shake it, because it didn't feel like advice. It felt like a warning from somebody who already paid that price. I looked back at the trunk, and it hit me. Some opportunities don't come to bless you. They come to test what you're willing to become. And that's where part one ends, right there on the sidewalk. Me staring at that trunk, with my future on one side, and my hunger on the other. Dre saw me hesitating and leaned back like he already won. He goes, so what? You in or you out? And I'm not gonna lie, my pride wanted to say I'm in just so I wouldn't look scared. Because on the street, people don't just test your wallet, they test your image. Dre smirks. Don't tell me you scared, bro. And I heard myself say something I didn't even plan. I'm not scared. I'm just tired of paying twice. He blinked like I spoke a different language. Paying twice? What do you mean? I pointed at the trunk. You get money first, and then you pay for it later. He laughs. Man, you overthinking. But I wasn't overthinking. I was finally thinking. I told him, some money comes with extras you can't return. And in my head, I started listing the real price tag. You pay with sleep. Always listening for footsteps that don't belong. You pay with stress. Every siren feels personal. You pay with your name. And once your name gets stained, soak don't help. You pay with your people, cause your mom, your sister, your girl, they end up carrying your mess tea. Dre's face tightened. You acting like we hurting somebody. I looked at him and said, the street don't start by hurting others. It starts by hurting you, then you get used to it. That line made him quiet for a second. Not because he agreed, because it touched something. Then he hit me with a classic. Look around. Everybody getting it. You want to stay behind? I stared at him and said, behind who? He frowned. What? I said, behind people who rushing but don't know where they're going. And that's when it clicked for me, right there under that buzzing neon sign. The street don't love you. The street rents you. It lets you feel powerful for a minute, then collects payment when you're least ready. Dre slammed the trunk a little harder than he needed to. Whatever, man, he said. I'm doing this with or without you. I nodded. I know. And I stepped back. Not like a coward, like a man choosing a different bill to pay. I walked away, it's slow, steady, because I didn't want my fear to look like wisdom. And as I reached the end of the block, I heard Dre's tires chirp. He sped off into the night like the city owed her something. I kept walking, trying to ignore the feeling in my chest that whispered, tonight might be the last night I see him free. I didn't even make it 10 minutes. I'm halfway down the next block and the night changes tone, like somebody turned the volume up on reality. Sirens, not the movie kind, real ones. Sharp, close, getting louder. I froze for a second, then my feet moved before my brain finished the thought. I turned the corner, and there it was. Lights flashing. People gathered. That ugly circle the neighborhood forms when something goes wrong. And right in the middle, Dre. Face down on the asphalt. Hands behind his back. Somebody yelling commands. Somebody else recording like pain is content. And Dre wasn't crying because he got caught. He was crying because he understood it now. That easy money came with a receipt. A long receipt. One that don't just list prices, it lists consequences. I stood there for a moment, and I felt sick. Not proud. Not happy I was right. Just heavy. Because I know Dre. I know his laugh. I know his mom. I know the kid version of him that probably wanted a simple life. But the street will take a good kid and teach him to act hard, then punish him for it. I walked home that night and stared at my ceiling like it could talk back. And I kept hearing that old man's voice. Cheap money is expensive. So the next morning, I did something that didn't look great. I applied for work nobody brags about. Warehouse job, early shift, heavy boxes, humbling pay. My hands got scraped up. My back complained. My pride screamed. But when Friday came and I got paid, it felt different. Not loud, not flashy, just clean. And I realized something that day. Money is not just paper. Money is a feeling. Dirty money feels like you gotta watch your back. Clean money feels like you can look people in the eye. Weeks passed. My routine got tighter. My mind got quieter. And one evening, I walked past that same corner store. Same neon bus. And outside was the old man again, selling those broken watches like he was selling lessons. He saw me, nodded, and said, "Still choosing peace." I nodded back, and he hit me with the final line that made everything make sense. A man with a name can always rebuild. A man without one always starts from zero. So if you're watching this and life got you thinking about shortcuts, listen, I'm not here to preach. I'm here to tell you what I learned the hard way. A fast life can make you look rich for a week and disappear forever. Ask yourself before you move, is it worth it if it costs your name? Because money comes back, but your name takes years to build and one night to lose.